Guys, welcome back. So in this video we're going to look at the edit page of the WordPress. So this is what you will see when you go into the editing mode, and we'll go from the top bar, buttons on the top bar. So the first one is your add button, so you can add. There's a lot of blocks and patterns. So the blocks are just a single block, so you can add the markdown, syntax, symmetrical, paragraph. So you have blocks of text, lots of media. You can add photos, you can add audios, you can add videos, and then you have the design blocks, you have the widget blocks, and you have a lot of embeds, and then you have cross-signal, and then you have the earn, which is a paid feature, a premium feature, and you have the grow, which is also a premium feature, and then you have co-blocks. Then you have also quite a lot of pattern. So the pattern is kind of like a pre-designed blocks, and then so you just drag it and drop it into your design. So for buttons you have also a lot of buttons. So you have gallery, text, about, blog, call to action, contact, images, list, media, podcast, quotes, restaurants, subscribe, and theme. So there's quite a lot for you to try and add into your page to see what you like most and what suits your design the most. Alright, then the next button is the modes. So you have two modes, edit mode and select mode. So if I'm in edit mode now, and when I click on anything, then I can edit any of this text, images, and so on. But if I go to select mode, then it will just tell me that this is a heading, and this is a column, and then this is an image. Right. So I'll just put it there. And then this is the information for your current page. So I have 370 characters in this page. Then I have 61 words, 2 headings, 4 paragraphs, and 37 blocks. And then you can have the document outline here. And this one is the list view of all the blocks on this page. So I have a group, and then I have layout grid, column, separator, so there's quite a lot of things, and that I can inside the table of content or master view of all the components that you have on your page. And this one is switch to draft, means that I will unpublish my site. So if you remember in the last video, we published this website and we set it to public. So I can switch to draft, and then this website will be publishable. And preview is just a preview, so if you look at this is a white background. But if you remember in the previous videos, I did change it to the dark background. So this is how it looks like. So this is a preview for my website, and this is in the tablet mode and in the phone mode. And then the update button is to let you publish your updates onto the websites. And then this is the second button, which is already triggered at the beginning. So the first one is the status and visibility. So you can set the visibility, public, private, or personal. And then this one is the publish list, and you can change your layout. So if you click on this, it will tell you that if you change your layout, it will override the page content that you have put on this web page. And if we go to change the layout, alright, so this is what you have when you click to change the layout. So you have, these are the from the themes, and then you have a blank page, so you can design yourself and add the things that you want. And then you have the preset one, the about pages, the blog pages, contact pages, menu pages, and portfolio pages, and the service pages and pages. So I'm going to use the current layout. Alright, so this one is going to show you how many revisions you have. So this is 2 days ago, and this is 2 days ago. So you can view on how different it is between the two versions, and then you can choose to keep which one that you want. And this one, permalink, is the permanent link for this page. So it's going to be this link, so it won't change. So this is your permalink. And then for featured image, this is kind of like a thumbnail for your website. So if you go to the reader, if this site is shown on the reader, then this featured image is the one that the users will see. And if this website shows up on the recommend for the read later or continue reading this kind of content, then the featured image will be the one that the users see. So it is essentially the thumbnail for your website. So you have to choose a quite good feature image because it's the first impression. So the excerpt, as mentioned earlier, so this is optional, but this is a summary for your website or your web page. So in this page, I'm gonna leave it empty because it's just a page. You can write anything, so you can write like what your website is about, and then maybe you can write what are you selling or what are you posting, something like that. So this is not mandatory, but if you don't provide your own excerpt, then WordPress is gonna provide it, and it's gonna be the first 55 words on your webpage. And then discussion is to allow comments or not for the users, for the readers. And then for page attributes, you have the page. So since we have only one page, so this is gonna be empty, and the sequence of which page is shown. So in our case, this is the home page. So this is for sure going to be the first one to show. So if you have another page, then you're gonna be maybe second, third, fourth, fifth, and so on. Then the next one is blog. So this one is for the setting of this blog. Since I clicked on this already, so it will tell me that this is an image blog, and then I can choose a style from there or default, and I can choose a default style, and then alternative text. So this one is very important for SEO, the search engine optimization, because if you have this alternative text, your page will going to be ranked higher bit, and then it's also for the accessibility of the visual impaired readers, and also maybe someone with a poor internet connection. Alright, so they are gonna look at these alternative text and then figure out what is the image content. But if your image is just purely decorative, then it's best that we don't put any alternative text, right? Then in here also we can alter the width and height, the dimensions of the image, and then I can choose the percentage as well, right? And replace image as well. Right. So for this one, advanced, you can have your data attribute for this image. So you can set the role, describe the role of this image on the page, and then you can have the HTML anchor, which is a way of guiding your users onto this point. So since this is at basically at the top of my page, I don't need an anchor actually. But if my page is very long and maybe I want to guide my users to this picture, then it is going to be very useful to have this HTML anchor. So I can just type in one or two words within spaces. This is very important. So then it will generate a link that I can direct my users to this image. And then you have the additional CSS classes as well. Alright, so this one for the blog, it will be different for every kind of blog. So if I click on this, so this is gonna be layout grid, and the setting will be very different. So we have layout here, we have responsive breakpoints here, and then we have the gutter here and the advanced CSS classes. So if I click on the text, then it will be different as well. So I have my typography, color setting, text setting, and advanced as well. Alright, so we'll go to the next one. So this is the global styles, and these are bookmark pinned to the toolbar. So this one we can change the overall font, the heading font, and the base font, and then you have these font pairings as well, and these are the things that you will be choosing when you are first creating the website, and we're gonna go through that later in the next video. And then Jetpacks, you have likes and sharing, and then social previews, but this one, yeah, you need a premium plan, and then you have the charlottes as well, and you can unpin this from this toolbar by clicking here, click on this. So these are the view and editor setting for this editor mode. So you have full screen mode, click as a default. So if I unclick it, it will show all this, which is about the same as what we've go through in the previous video. So I'm gonna leave it on. And this one spotlight mode, I think it is very useful. So if I have this enabled, I can see that the images are blurred out, but the paragraphs are still very clearly. So it highlights the items that I'm choosing right now, the blocks that I'm choosing right now, I'm selecting right now. So it is going to be easier for you to identify which one you are editing. And you have the top toolbar to access all the blocks and documents tools in a single place. And then you have two kinds of editor, visual editor and code editor. So in the code editor, it's going to be something like this. It's for those advanced users that you know what you want to do with this code editor. Alright, so we'll go back to the visual editor. So this one is very straightforward. It's like the other website creator, like the Wix and Weebly and so much more. So you're just using the visual editor most of the time. And then these are the plugins, Jetpack and Global Styles. So these two is here already, and you have your block manager, and this one you can choose to enable which block you want in this page. So if I uncheck this, then all the blocks under the text category will be disabled, so I can't add any of the text into this page. And then for these reusable blocks, you can add this. So if you see here, you can add this image block into the reusable block. It's not just about the image block, it's all block is able to add to the reusable block. Then you can manage all your reusable block, and it's actually not in this editor, so it's actually outside, so we'll go through that later. And then you have your keyboard shortcuts, so these are all the shortcuts you have in the editor mode. And then you have a welcome guide, and you can copy your content. It is copied in the form of HTML and CSS code. So for the preference, you can include a pre-published checklist, and then you can show the most used block in the block libraries here. And then for the keyboard, you can contain the text cursor inside block. And then for the appearance, you have reduce and face spotlight mode, which is the one that I just clicked just now. And then you have display button labels. So this one is showing the text instead of the icons in the block. So if I click on this, then you can see that I think it's quite active. Then you have theme style, make your editor look like a theme. And then you have the document settings, and then you have the additional panels. Alright, before we go into any or reusable blocks here, we look at here. So we can choose this, transform to any type of media. And then we can also select the parent. So if you select a column, and then alright, so if I select the parent, then it's gonna select the column. Then I go through here again, then it's gonna select the whole layout grid. Then if I select again, then it's gonna select the whole group. So it's like this list view you see here, you see just now. So it's like this. So you're gonna up one tier, then you're gonna up one tier again, up one tier again. So for this one, if you look at this image, I can drag the block, I can move it. Then this one is moving the blocks upward and downward, and because it's in the layout grid, I can move it. And then this one is changing the alignment of the photos, and you can insert a link to make this a hyperlink, and this is like a link to another place, another website or another page. And you can replace this image from the media library or from the Google photo or from the Access photo or upload. And then you have this one, show more setting, which is what we have shown just now. And then you can copy it, duplicate, insert before this and insert after this. So you can move to the other places, and then you can edit as HTML, which is also a bunch of code. Then you can edit visually, and then you can add this to the reusable blocks, and then you can group this, and then you can remove it also. So in here you can have the bold, you can have the thumbnail, you can have the hyperlink. And then here you have all these inline code, inline margin, strike through, subscript, superscript, text, color, underline, and uppercase. Most of this is what you're going to have in your Microsoft document or Google document and so on. Right? In this inline code, it's usually in the markdown. So now I'll add this into the reusable blocks, and then I will go to here. Alright, so this block is updated, and then let's go to manage all reusable blocks, and let's see if it's here. Alright, so we have this untitled reusable block, which is the paragraph block that I've added just now. Alright, so these are all of the things that you can do with the editor, and you can try to explore yourself on the blogs and the patterns that you can add onto your website. And so the reusable block will be shown. So this wraps up this video, and see you guys later in the next video.